If you felt like you've been playing too small, doubting your worth, or dimming your light for others, this video is for you. Have you ever just stopped for a second and thought, how did I get here? This isn't what I signed up for. Sometimes it just hits you like you're scrolling through your phone, you're driving to work, you're in the shower, and suddenly you feel disconnected from the person you know you're meant to be. You used to have bigger dreams, or you used to have a fire inside you that burned, but you just don't feel like yourself anymore. It's like something inside of you is quietly whispering, this isn't who I really am. And it might come through as doubting yourself, or second guessing yourself, downplaying your desires and your dreams you want for your future, or staying silent when you know you need to say something, when you know you need to rise. These aren't flaws. They're not personality traits. They're actually just patterns. And those patterns are built on beliefs that you didn't consciously choose. And these beliefs were installed when you were way too young, between the ages of 0 and 7. So these beliefs make you think that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you're too much, or there's a limited amount of something. But the truth is, these beliefs aren't you. And today we're gonna go to the root, because once you understand how your thoughts are programming your nervous system and how your nervous system is shaping the reality that you're living, we can finally break those loops, those thought loops, shatter the illusion, and come back home to our true, authentic, aligned self. Because your limited beliefs aren't just in your mind, they live in your body. And in this video, we're not just gonna talk about that. I'm gonna show you how to break the cycles step by step. You're gonna learn what limited beliefs really are and how they're wired into our nervous system, and how you can finally reprogram them so you can feel like you again. So this is where the loop ends and the real you begins. So let's get into it. What is a limited belief? So most people think a limited belief is just a negative thought, but it's much deeper than that. See, a limited belief is a story your body started believing because at some point it wasn't safe to fully be you. And it's not just a mindset issue, it's a protective decision your nervous system made to help you survive. So maybe you got laughed at for being too excited or too much, or maybe you were told to calm down, be quiet. Maybe your heart's too big, your ideas are too loud, you're too much for others to handle. So your system learned it's safe to be smaller. It's safe to not be seen. If I don't ask for much, I won't get rejected. If I stay quiet, I won't get hurt. For so many years, I had a limited belief about not wanting to be visible, not wanting to be seen, because then I wouldn't get rejected, then I wouldn't get hurt, and I wouldn't get judged. And I carried this around, but it was in conflict because I knew I wanted to help thousands of people. I wanted to be able to be seen so I could impact others, but I was held back in between worlds. And it was only till I became aware of the belief and I used the step-by-step process that I'm going to share with you and how to overcome it. So a belief is something like, I'm not good enough, my voice doesn't matter, I'm not enough. If I'm fully me, I'll lose love. If I step in my power, nobody's going to listen to me. But the truth is, most people miss is your limited beliefs didn't come from weakness. They came from that protection mechanism. They were the best strategies your younger self had to keep you safe, so that you felt safe in your world. But now you're not that kid anymore. And those beliefs that kept you once safe are now keeping you living very small, and smaller your world is becoming as those limited beliefs take over. See, your personality isn't your identity. It's a survival pattern that you developed over time of how you need to show up to be loved, to belong. And now you're free to create a new story, one that feels much lighter, one that the world needs, because the world needs your energy. And our brain craves familiarity. So even if the belief is painful, it becomes your baseline reality. And how this works is your brain has something called a reticular activating system that starts to filter out the world to prove that it's true, evidence to build that belief is true. So that's why you can read all the books, you can do the affirmations, you can do all the healing and still feel stuck, because this isn't just mindset. It's nervous system work. And you can't override a protective pattern that is by yelling positive affirmations at it. You have to meet it where it lives in your body. When I went to India a couple times, I encountered a teaching through the oneness movement. And this is everything that I learned in shattering these step-by-step beliefs, the formula I'm going to share with you. But one of the other things that they covered is that there's two states of being. You have the primal state of being, which is the reactive, fearful, contracted state of being, and the powerful state of being where you feel expanded, you feel calm and connected. But what determines the state you're in isn't the external circumstances and what is happening to you. It is the state that you choose to react in, right? And so we have to take our power back from the external reality, stop becoming a victim to what's happening outside of us, and choose the state of being that we want to be in. Decide to choose that state of being, because that's going to determine how our life plays out, right? If there's two people and one person's like, I don't want to go outside, it's too scary out there, it's too fearful, and the other person's like, life is magical, it's a wonderful world. Two people are going to have two different lives, two different realities, but could be experiencing the same thing with two different realities, right? So that's why we have to maintain our state of being, regardless of what's happening out here. So let's go over the 6 steps to shattering a belief instantaneously. So step 1, you have to identify the limited story. If we don't have awareness of something, we're not going to be able to change it, right? If I'm an alcoholic and I'm not aware I'm an alcoholic, well, then I don't have a choice. I have to have the drink. I'm emotionally hijacked to have the drink. But the moment that I realize, oh, I'm an alcoholic, well, then I have a choice. Do I want to have the drink or not have the drink, right? So we have to, first step is awareness. And you want to ask yourself, what am I believing right now that makes me feel this way? What's that story that I keep telling myself about this situation? For example, if I speak up, they'll judge me. And those stories that keep looping you, that keep creating that same reality. So that first step is really becoming aware of the story that you keep telling yourself of the belief. Step 2 is we have to start to separate the truth from the story. Our mind is always trying to make meaning, but we have to ask, is it true? The next step is we want to ask, is this story a fact? Is it true? What else could be true? And this is going to shift you from reaction to awareness. The more that we continue to believe this story, the more we're going to feel that we have to keep ourselves safe. Step 3 is understanding it's a survival pattern. This belief is not a flaw. It's a protective response that your nervous system created to feel safe in the past. And you just have to say to yourself, this belief helped me survive. Thank you, little Allison. But it's no longer serving me, right? So we want to connect with that inner child and say, okay, I'm safe now and I can release this belief. And we have to bring compassion in because it's part of the process of releasing it. And step 4, we want to install a higher order belief, a new truth. What would I need to believe instead to feel empowered? What's a truer, more aligned belief? For example, I'm not good enough to, I'm learning and growing and expanding every day. I'm already worthy. Could be from, I can't do this, to everything is figure outable. I've done hard things before. Repeat and feel the truth of the new belief. We have to engage the body and the emotions to activate it, right? We carry so much of this limited beliefs from our parents, teachers, and preachers, and we have to be conscious enough to look at this stuff, to realize it's just a story we've been telling ourselves. Step 5 is shift your state immediately. Your state can change this fast through breath, through movement, and embodying a new thought. And you want to visualize your future self. This rewires a new belief mentally, energetically, and somatically. So you see that future vision of yourself living in joy and love and peace. And step 6 is you want to take aligned action. So you want to act as if this new belief is true. In every micro action that you move towards this new vision begins to overwrite the old pattern, asking, what would I do now if I fully believed in this truth, right? And so we want to realize that these are old stories that we've been living. And if we want to change our financial situation or our relationships, we have to go down to the belief, the limited belief that is creating that reality happen, that's attracting those people or those situations where we're constantly stuck financially. So once we change the belief, you can shift your emotional state. You can take empowered action to create new results. And that will always reinforce the new belief, and it's part of the reprogramming. That begins with embodying the new you. Magic happens in these tiny moments of choice, saying the things that you're scared to say, resting without guilt, or being visible, showing up online when you don't feel like it, or asking for what you need. You're retraining your body to trust that new identity. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not too much. You're not worthy. You accept yourself fully as you are. You're just running an old program that had you shrink to be saved. But that's the old version of you, and that's not really who you are. And we can shift in the moment that we decide to shift. There's nothing holding us back. That's who you had to be, and that's how you had to show up to survive. And now it's time to become the best version of yourself. If you like this video, try watching my meditations where I help you reprogram the brain to actually change those limited beliefs. Next, I want you to try watching some of my meditations where I actually use neuroscience, music specifically designed to reprogram your brain. They're super powerful, and people have had such amazing transformations from just listening to the meditations. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on spirituality and changing your consciousness, and drop in the comments what you're overcoming now and embodying to lock in this new state of being. See you next time.